Obviously, you have to have some discipline. When you're young, you're immortal, and you feel you'll live forever and survive anything. As you get older, you realize that that's not the case, and you start to pay for your earlier sins. So at this point, I'm I try to eat well. It's common sense, fried food just isn't going to work a lot, and you are what you eat, so they say, and there's a lot of truth to it. So I like to exercise. I've been going to these actual aerobic dance classes with my wife, and the great thing about that is it's all women, so your ego gets the best of you. I can't stop. I may be dying, but I got to keep going. So between that and I actually brought my own food to Hawaii, which is amazing, although I had some great fish last night. But, there's a time where I put my foot down and say, now it's time to really get it together. So discipline's important. I'm not one of those people who believes in a strict lifestyle. About 20 years ago, I had my cholesterol checked, and cholesterol runs high in my family. Isn't this interesting? And a doctor said to me, "You can't eat ice cream again." I said, "You're talking to the wrong person. Life is about enjoying it, and whether you do it in moderation, that's really, your choice, how much you do something. But the idea of not doing something, denying yourself, that's what life is about, indulging from time to time. So I take care of myself, but I've got my share. I've had both my rotator cuffs repaired, both my knees done. I've had a hip replacement, but I'm good for another 50,000 miles. I think you'd have to ask other people, but I'm proud that we never kissed anybody's ass to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that the criteria that kept us out is now the criteria that's gotten us in. So there's been somewhat of a changing of the guard there, but there's some gross inconsistencies, and a lot of people using their taste and opinions to suppress what the public thinks. So I think at some point it just became absurd that we weren't there, and they had no choice but to let us in. So our invitation came 14 years late, but I'm certainly in good company. There are people there I scratch my head about being inducted, but when you look in a room and you see Jeff Beck and Rod Stewart and the Stones and The Who and the Beatles, Zeppelin, good company.